Mhm.
কি হলো?
আচ্ছা, আমার কথা শোনা যাচ্ছে? হ্যালো, আমার কথা শুনতে পাচ্ছো? কেউ একজন যদি উত্তর দাও খুব ভালো হয়।
Yes, sir.
আচ্ছা, ঠিক আছে। আমি চ্যাট বক্সে আমাদের যে ইয়েটা আছে, মানে ইউটিউব লিঙ্কটা আছে, এটা আমি দিয়ে দিচ্ছি। তোমরা স্টুডেন্টের ভেতরে একটুখানি এটা সার্কুলেট করে দিতে হবে। আমাদের তো 100 জনের বেশি অ্যালাউ করা যাবে না। তাহলে 100 জনের বেশি অ্যালাউ না করা যায়, তাহলে কিন্তু এরা যেন ইউটিউবে দেখে।
মা শুনছো? শুনতে পাচ্ছ? আরেকটু আসতে দেবো? এই নাও।
স্মিতা, তুমি অ্যাঙ্কারিং করবে তো স্মিতা?
হ্যাঁ
আচ্ছা
করব।
স্মিতা, তোমাকে আমি একটু তোমার শরীর ঠিক আছে?
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ এমনি ঠিক আছে।
আচ্ছা, আমি তোমাকে কোহোস্ট করে দিচ্ছি স্মিতা।
হ্যাঁ বলছি অমিতাদি ইন্ট্রোডাকশন দেবেন তো?
আমাকে সমীরণদা লিখে দিয়েছে যে স্মিতা অ্যাঙ্কারিং করবে, অমিতাদি ওয়েলকাম অ্যাড্রেস দিয়ে
হ্যাঁ
ইন্ট্রোডিউস
সেটাই।
করবেন, আর সমীরণদা ভোট অফ থ্যাঙ্কস দেবেন।
হুম
আর স্পিকার হচ্ছে মহুয়া হোম চৌধুরী।
হুম
তুমি দেখো মহুয়া ম্যাডাম কি জয়েন করেছেন, একবার একটু দেখে নাও তো পার্টিসিপেন্ট লিস্টে।
দেখছি।
না বোধহয়।
না মনে হচ্ছে।
আচ্ছা, যারা মাইক্রোফোনটা অন করে রেখেছে তারা একটুখানি মাইক্রোফোনটা অফ করে রাখো। সোহিনী দত্ত, মাইক্রোফোনটা একটু অফ করো। সোহিনী দত্ত, মাইক্রোফোনটা অফ করো। স্মিতা, তুমি যারা এন্টার করতে চাইবে ঢুকিয়ে দিও। হ্যাঁ, তুমি
হ্যাঁ
ভিডিওটা একবার
হ্যাঁ 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 ঢুকিয়ে
একবার
দেবো
ভিডিওটা
আমাকে।
হ্যাঁ বলছি, ভিডিওটা একবার অন করে দেখে নেবে যে তোমার দেখতে পাচ্ছি কিনা। হ্যাঁ, এই তো ঠিক আছে, ঠিক আছে, ঠিক আছে, ওকে। আমি আবার চ্যাট বক্সে আমি ইউটিউব লিঙ্কটা দিয়ে দিচ্ছি। স্টুডেন্টরা যারা আছো তারা যারা জয়েন করতে, কারণ আমাদের এখানে 100 জনের বেশি আমি পার্টিসিপেট ঢোকাতে পারবো না। হ্যাঁ, আমি চ্যাট বক্সে ইউটিউব লিঙ্কটা দিয়ে দিয়েছি। ইউটিউব লিঙ্কটা তোমরা দেখতে পারো আর কি। স্টুডেন্টদের দিয়ে দাও ইউটিউব লিঙ্কটা।
হ্যালো, সৌরভদা,
বলো।
বলছি ম্যাডাম মনে হয় জয়েন করে গেছেন, মানে স্পিকার।
হ্যাঁ, হ্যাঁ, তুমি একবার জিজ্ঞেস করে নাও ম্যাডামকে দেখা যাচ্ছে কিনা, বা একটু।
ম্যাডাম, ডক্টর হোম চৌধুরী আপনি জয়েন করেছেন তো? হ্যাঁ,
জয়েন করেছি, একটু
হ্যাঁ
চেক করে নিতে পারো। হ্যাঁ, দেখে নিচ্ছি।
হ্যাঁ, আপনি একটু ক্যামেরা, হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ দেখা যাচ্ছে।
হ্যাঁ, দেখা যাচ্ছে ম্যাডাম।
ঠিক আছে, দেখাও যাচ্ছে, শোনাও যাচ্ছে। থ্যাংক ইউ ম্যাডাম।
ঠিক আছে, ওকে।
সৌরভ স্যার সব ঠিকঠাক আছে?
সব ঠিক আছে।
হ্যাঁ, এখন অমিতাদি আর স্পিকার ছেলে
অমিতা ম্যাডাম এলে আরম্ভ করে দেবে, তাই তো?
স্পিকার ওই ঢুকে যাক। স্মিতা ম্যাডাম সব ঠিকঠাক আছে? স্মিতা ম্যাডাম দেবস্মিতা বিশ্বাস, সৃজনী ঘোষ, স্বাগতা ভট্টাচার্য, বিকাশ সিং, রবিলাস এদের মাইকটা বন্ধ আছে।
বলছি অমিতা ম্যাডামকে কি একটা ফোন করে দেবে, সমীরণ দা? বা স্মিতা?
হ্যাঁ, করছি।
কে গুড ইভিনিং মহুয়া ম্যাডাম। মহুয়া
বলো
ম্যাডামকে তুমি একটু হ্যাঁ, ওই মহুয়া ম্যাডাম জয়েন করে গেছেন, ওনাকে
হ্যাঁ
পোস্ট করে দিই,
হ্যাঁ
তাহলে
হ্যাঁ
সাইড শেয়ার করতে হবে
উনি
সুবিধা।
হ্যাঁ,
উনি
আমি
উনি
হ্যাঁ, একটু করে দাও।
বলছি আমি অমিতাদের সঙ্গে কথা বলেছি, জয়েন করছেন এখন।
আচ্ছা, বলছি মহুয়া ম্যাডাম আপনি কি কোনো পাওয়ার পয়েন্ট বা
হ্যাঁ, তো
স্লাইড কিছু দেখাবেন? আহ, মহুয়া ম্যাডাম যদি পাওয়ার পয়েন্ট বা স্লাইড কিছু দেখান তাহলে আমি আপনাকে কো-হোস্ট করে দেবো।
হ্যাঁ, পাওয়ার পয়েন্ট আছে, পাওয়ার পয়েন্ট ছাড়া তো অসুবিধা।
আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে, তাহলে আপনাকে আমি একটু কো-হোস্ট করে দিচ্ছি, ঠিক
ঠিক
আছে?
আছে, ওকে ওকে।
আপনি তাহলে একবার একটুখানি মানে
শেয়ার করবো
দেখে নেবেন যে
স্ক্রিনটা, শেয়ার করবো।
হ্যাঁ, এক সেকেন্ড দাঁড়ান, আমি আপনাকে কো-হোস্ট করে দিই একটুখানি, দাঁড়ান। আহ, হ্যাঁ। মহুয়া ম্যাডাম আপনাকে কো-হোস্ট করে দিই।
এবারে শেয়ার করবো।
এবারে আপনি যদি একটা স্ক্রিন যদি শেয়ার করতে চান করতে পারেন, করে একটু টেস্ট করে দেখতে পারেন। হ্যাঁ দেখা যাচ্ছে, দেখা যাচ্ছে। এবারে স্টপ শেয়ারিং করে দিন।
স্ক্রিনটা শেয়ার হচ্ছে, জুমটা বড় হচ্ছে না। 1 মিনিট।
না, একটা একটা ডবল ক্লিক করুন,
কোনটা কোথায়?
যে কোনো একটা যেটা দেখাতে চাইছি সেটা ডবল ক্লিক করুন।
না, আমি সেটা বলছি না। এটা দেখতে পাচ্ছেন?
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ দেখতে পাচ্ছি।
কিন্তু আমি তো স্ক্রিনটা দেখতে পাচ্ছি না আবার। আপনাদের স্ক্রিনটা তো দেখা যায়।
এটা ধরুন পাশে কোথাও একটা ছোট্ট করে রয়ে গেছে দেখুন।
হ্যাঁ, নিচে রয়ে গেছে মনে হচ্ছে।
হ্যাঁ 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 হ্যাঁ
ले तो ये फ्रेंड बैठ सकती है चेयर पर।
ওকে।
ले
चाय का दाग गोका निकाली इसको
वो नहीं छूटेगा।
छूट जाए
অমিতা জি, গুড ইভিনিং।
সমীরঞ্জন, আমরা কি স্টার্ট করতে পারি?
ক্যামেরাটা অন করুন।
স্মিতা, আমরা কি স্টার্ট করতে পারি?
হ্যাঁ, সমীরন্দর কথা না একদম শোনা যাচ্ছে না।
হ্যাঁ, সমীরঞ্জন কথা একদম শোনা যাচ্ছে না। ওকে, তুমি স্টার্ট করতে করো বোধহয় নাকি?
হ্যাঁ, আশা করি সবাই তো
না
এসে
মানে
গেছে মনে হয়।
আসলে না, অমিতাদি আর কি ক্যামেরাটা অন করুক, তারপর শুরু করি। অমিতাদি বোধহয় মানে জয়েন করে গেছেন, আসলে উনি
হ্যাঁ,
কলেজ থেকে ফিরেছেন।
হ্যাঁ অমিতা
কেন আমার ক্যামেরা কি হবে রে? কেন ক্যামেরা কি হবে?
আরে আপনি তো দৈনিক মানে ওয়েলকাম অ্যাড্রেসে ক্যামেরা দিয়ে করেন।
এবার দেখা যাচ্ছে?
ঠিক আছে, ঠিক আছে।
আচ্ছা, আমরা তাহলে স্টার্ট করি। হ্যাঁ,
আরে হ্যাঁ, করতে পারি।
Good evening. On behalf of Bethune College, Kolkata, it is my privilege to welcome our respected speaker, Principal Madam, and all participants to today's webinar organized to commemorate World Intellectual Property Day. We are honored to have Dr. Mohua Home Chaudhary addressing us today. Webinar has been jointly organized by IQAC and Property Rights Cell, Bethune College, under the guidance of Principal Professor Krishna Roy. May I now request Dr. Amita Kaur, Associate Professor, Department of Chemistry and Teachers Council Secretary, to give a formal introduction to Dr. Home Chaudhary. Over to you, Dr. Kaur.
Good evening, everybody. I, Dr. Amita Kaur, Associate Professor, Department of Chemistry, Bethune College, Kolkata, on behalf of our Principal Professor Krishna Roy, take this opportunity to extend my hearty welcome to all of you who are present here. This webinar on World Intellectual Property Day is jointly organized by the Internal Quality Assurance Cell and Intellectual Property Rights Cell of Bethune College. I convey my hearty welcome to our very distinguished speaker, Dr. Mohua Home Chaudhary. I also convey my welcome to Dr. K.K. Shom, IQAC Coordinator, Dr. Moitri Ghosh, NAC Coordinator, and to all my fellow colleagues and my dear students. World Intellectual Property Day is observed annually on 26th of April. The event was established by World Intellectual Property Organization in 2000 to raise awareness of how patents, copyright, trademarks, and designs impact on daily life, and to celebrate creativity and the contribution made by creators and innovators to the development of societies across the globe. 26th April was chosen as the date for World Intellectual Property Day because it coincides with the date on which the on the convention is of on the country. I'm very sorry. At 1 minute. 1 minute. Pick up. 1 minute. On the convention establishing the World Intellectual Property Organization entered into force in 1970. And today I have been also given the, obviously the charge of, say, you can say I'm very much privileged that I will be able to introduce our speaker, Dr. Mohua Home Chaudhary. And before we begin, I would like to say a few words about her. Dr. Mohua Home Chaudhary is Senior Scientist and Nodal Officer in Patent Information Center, West Bengal State Council of Science and Technology, Department of Science and Technology, DST, and Biotechnology, Government of West Bengal. She graduated in chemistry from Calcutta University and did her BTech and integrated PhD in engineering from Jadavpur University. She is the coordinator of GI project of West Bengal and nodal officer coordinator of Patent Information Center, WBSCST DST, Government of West Bengal. She coordinated filing of 24 GIs of the state, registration of 70 GIs, 92 GI authorized and user protection, special mention to Bangla Rasgulla. She is registered patent and trademark agent, attorney, and facilitated the filing of more than 150 patents. She was also associated with plant variety protection of 24 rice varieties of the states, mentored 30 startups of the state. She is engaged with the IPR activities of the state for the last 21 years in Patent and Technology Patent Information Center of Government of West Bengal, and is being designated as category 1. It is now being designated as category 1 center in all over India among the 26 state PC under her leadership. She is engaged with Department of Biotechnology and Molecular Biology, Kolani University as visiting faculty, and is a member of State Biodiversity Board, advisor of Intellectual Property Facilitation Program of MSME GOI, advisory member of Innovation Council of JU, member of Intellectual Property Facilitation Center of Rajiv Gandhi School of Intellectual Property Law, IIT KGP. She published more than 40 papers, articles, book, chapters on IPR, GI, and in the field of biochemical engineering in national and international journal, and owned Indian patent on her research. She has coordinated 30 projects in geographical indication registration of the state, 92 authorized user protection. She also coordinated patentability assessment of 770 projects of the state. Personally, she is the coordinator of PG diploma courses in intellectual property rights and technology, business management and technology development and adaptation center, Department of Science and Technology and Biotechnology, Government of West Bengal. With these few words, I would like to invite Dr. Moha Hom Choudhury now to deliver a speech, and I'm sure we are all very eager to hear from her today, and we'll be thoroughly enjoying her speech.
Thank you. I take this opportunity to thank Honorable Principal, Madam, and Dr. Amita Kaur, Madam, other dignitaries, students, faculties, and also other participants. Good evening, everyone. Today is a special day, World Intellectual Property Day. Every year, we from Patent Information Center trying to celebrate it in different way, but this year being differently challenged for everyone, we can't organize anything in this way because there is some government protocol and a different problems is there. However, I'm very much glad to be with you in this program where raising IP awareness is today's objective. As Madam has already been covered that why World Intellectual Property Day is celebrated. It was started from 2000. And the main objective was to raise awareness regarding all facets of intellectual property rights. Today, we will just want to share with you what intellectual property right and why intellectual property rights. This year, the theme of World Intellectual Property Day is to promote intellectual property rights for SME, small and medium-sized enterprise, which is the most and the main backbone of economic growth of our country. So, intellectual property rights is for all. However, this year, World Intellectual Property Organization has chosen this day to celebrate intellectual property rights for improvement of small and medium-sized enterprise. I want to structure my presentation in that way, when we want to implement intellectual property rights for SME, then automatically, who else we are in the field of technology frontier? That has a great impact in today's daily life. How? So I'm just sharing my presentation. I hope you can see my screen. Is it okay?
It's visible, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. 1 minute, please. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am. Your slide is visible and it's moving.
Yes, I'm just changing the slides.
Yes, ma'am. It's moving.
Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So I have structured my presentation in that way. What intellectual property rights and what is patent especially. And today is the era of artificial intelligence. So how artificial intelligence has a great impact in today's technology frontier. Appears spatial mention, indication. That means traditional technology and other forms of intellectual property rights protection and patent analysis. Why it is so important. So before start my lecture, I want to mention a present scenario that we are going now with the second wave of COVID-19. However, during this COVID-19 lockdown period, what happened, I think all of you know, Dr. Amrita Gadge, she has created Bose-Einstein condensate remotely in a lab. With this, there is a opening of new applications aimed at operating quantum technology in inaccessible environment, such as space, underground, in a submarine, or in extreme climates. So, if Dr. Gadge, with its every respect to her, that within this lockdown, she has created this Bose-Einstein condensate, whose nature characteristics still in research stage in a remotely lab, a revolutionary invention. So we need to take up this challenge situation, again a challenge, and need to invent more and more innovations and protect our intellectual property rights. So what are the grand challenges in post-COVID situation? Test kit, innovative PPE with cooling effect, nutrient composition to fight corona, mask, gloves, innovative ventilator, new transport system, robot, etc. Delivery robot, food delivery robot. So these are different grand challenges we are facing, the problems. So what intellectual property rights or intellectual property? What is intellectual property? It's basically creation of mind. It depends, basically it is on artistic work, it may be literary work, it may be some symbols, it may be scientific invention. So everything in the world, if you are of creative mind, then whatever you are creating, that is intellectual property. There is no big intellectual property, no small intellectual property. Everyone have intellectual property. In every nanoseconds, when I am giving this lecture, every one of you are thinking mind, and you are thinking but something new, and someone may write. So whenever we create something, that is intellectual property. So the concept of property has totally changed nowadays. What is now the property? Property is product of mind. And where we are now. As World Intellectual Property Organization set its theme as intellectual property rights promotion for small and medium-sized enterprise. For this, I want to start my lecture with that startup ecosystem and where we stand. I from government department is from supporting organization, and you from college, you are in the research organization or university or educational institute. There are some service provider, some are funding organization, some are big companies. So we all are in a loop. Why? Someone generate idea. When idea is generated, some new product is formed or manufactured. When a new product is there, it needs to come to market. As because when some new idea comes to our mind, it definitely solves some problem. If we do not solve any problem, then this idea has no value in today's technology frontier. So ideas, innovation and research. Then come startup at various stages. This startup may be technology startup or any small scale industry also, or entrepreneurs, startup team members, investors, mentors, advisors, other entrepreneurs, people from related organization. So we all are in a loop. If we do not know intellectual property rights, the value of intellectual property rights will not be created. And we cannot use intellectual property rights in proper way. Likewise, today India is 48th position in Global Innovation Index in this year. But we need to be in among top 10, as we have lots of intellectual property. However, we are not using our intellectual property in proper way. Why? So we will discuss all this today. There is lots of intellectual property rights. We are not using it proper way. We are not implementing in proper way. And that is why we are in 48th position. So I think you all know these are the key players in today's technology frontier. Is there any problem?
No, madam. No.
Is it okay? Okay.
Yeah.
It is okay. It is okay. Perfect.
Okay. So who is today's key players? Flipkart, Amazon, Snapdeal, Myntra. What are they doing? They are basically utilizing their intellectual property rights in proper way. As because whatever I have projected in this slide, everything is intellectual property. How do you know that this company is Flipkart, company is Myntra, this company is Amazon? Seeing this logo is also one intellectual property rights, and using this logo, brand value generated. And who is creating this logo? He or he has every right to protect his logo in a proper way, in copyright form. So there is a fast growing market with limited competitions everywhere. Indian startup trends, I think some unmuted, some students or faculty may be unmuted. That is why some noise is coming.
Please, all of you, please
unmute
mute your microphones, please.
So we are in a fast-growing market with limited competitions. However, if we look at Indian startup trend, we found that 41% resides in Bangalore, 33% based on e-commerce. Why not most of the technology-based startup is growing now is because we are not promoting intellectual property rights. We are not utilizing intellectual property rights. We have intellectual property, but we are not protecting our intellectual property rights. Though we have many more problems like roads properly, poorly planned, inefficient logistics, slow and unreliable internet, numerous outrageous electricity problem, everything is there. However, in these problems, Bangalore is in 20th position as per 2017 startup ranking all over worldwide. And startup ecosystem 2018 shows New Delhi is 21st position. But where is Kolkata? We are nowhere. Why not? So we need to study this technology marketing. What is that? Every one of us, whatever we are listening today, everyone has idea. This idea, when it be in a form of product or process or device or apparatus, or in simple word format, in a two-dimensional paper, it's maybe a technology or maybe invention. Afterwards, we need to scan this technology, whether we are working with the same technology or not. If we are not unique, then we need to modify our technology. And we need to protect our technology through IP protection and management system. Then we need to study market plan, and then we need to protect our technology, and then need to commercialize it. So what is the content of technology transfer? Why IPR is so important? Because if we have done proper research, proper paperwork, we have a new technology. But if this technology in lab only, then there is no value. No one can utilize this technology if it is in lab. So you need to protect your technology. That is why in this 6P era, I have introduced protection, another 1P. First P is proper research, second P is proper paperwork, third is proper protection, fourth is proper pricing, then publicity, then partnership, then people's acceptance. If people accept your research, then it is the only research which has some market value. You have created value for market. Then you will be rewarded. If your research do not create value in the market, then it is not the proper research. It is only the reinventing the wheel. If we reinventing the wheel, we are not creating any value to the society. That is why we need to create value. And that is why intellectual property is very important. In a nutshell, technology transfer process. First, you create innovation, research and development. Then there is investment, collaboration, commercialization, and this loop is working on. Now, I'm coming to the point of different forms of protection. IPR is a general term covering patent, copyright, trademark, industrial design, geographical integration, layout design of integrated circuit, protection of disclosed information, plant variety protection, everything is there. But it is very difficult to cover all this. But I'm trying to cover which is very important in our daily life, as because today the theme is intellectual property rights for SME for daily lives, for improvement of their products. So today we will look at proper roadmap for research for universities, for colleges, for engineering colleges. So in which way we need to work. so that we can reach to our goal. As you all know, in 1944, Western diplomats, in order to reconstruct their world, torn economics met at Bretton Woods. And there, 23 member countries formed World Bank. And afterwards, World Intellectual Property Rights were formed in the year of 1967. WIPO is a specialized agency who monitors intellectual property rights of the member countries. India becoming the member countries, we are abide by the rules of World Intellectual Property Rights Organization, PCT. We also are a member of Patent Cooperation Treaty since 1998. Now, I want to mention what patent is. Patent is a grant for an invention by the government to the inventor in exchange of full disclosure of the invention to deter others to exploit the invention for commercial success for a limited period within the geographical boundaries of the nation. Each and every point here is important. Why? Patent is a grant for an invention. What invention is? Suppose you have discovered some new property of some metal, then it is not an invention. If you discovered some application of some metal, then it is not. If you have discovered some plant, then it is not an invention. An invention means it should come to some inventive steps. All of a sudden we think that it may happen, some theoretical research. It is not patentable. Patent is granted for a product or a process or a device or an apparatus. That means patent is a grant for an invention by the government to the inventor in exchange of full disclosure of the invention. What full disclosure means? Full disclosure means you have to disclose everything. But here is some point. Don't disclose the exact optimum temperature, pressure, and optimum specification of your device, because it is know-how. It is the know-how of your invention. So always mention the range of temperature, range of pressure, range of specification. That means laying breath, whatever the device. If you want to mention or want to disclose some device, always mention the range. To deter other to exploit your invention. The target of patent is to exploit an invention for a limited period within the geographical boundaries of the nation. That means patent is granted within the geographical boundaries of the nation. Suppose you file patent in India, then you get the right for India. You can sell your product here. You can manufacture your product in India. You can sell your product in India. You can license your product in India. You can assign your product in India. You cannot sell your product other country. You cannot manufacture there. So all right is exclusive right is given to India. The three important criteria for grant of patent. First is novelty. Novelty means that your invention will be novel if it does not form prior art. If you publish your paper, then you violate your novelty. That is why we always suggest don't publish your paper. Though Indian Patent Act recently enacted, recently have some amendment in rules. It has given permission for 1 year to file patent after your publication. However, this publication should be in some government forum. Not everywhere. In your private program, you disclose everything, then it is not. Suppose you present your paper in some government organized science congress on that certificate you need to produce. So you need not to disclose your invention before filing patent. Patent should be non-obvious, that your invention should have some inventiveness. That means there should be some inventive steps, and it should be useful and industrially applicable. If someone developed some biogerm, likewise someone says, some critics also says that COVID is biogerm. If someone want to protect COVID in Indian patent office or any patent office, it's not possible. If we protect, you create some microorganism which will kill human life, that is not protected. That will not get patent. So invention should be, must possess utility to grant for patent. So example of patented invention. The invention can be, so I'm giving here some example of a patentable invention, maybe a door lock. This door lock may be patentable. Composition, chemical composition used for lubricant for door locks, it may also be patentable. An apparatus, a machine for making door locks, a process, a method for making door locks, or an improvement on any of these. If someone created some digital lock, the hardware associated in the digital lock may be patentable if it is new. However, software is not patentable in India. It is very important point that software is not patentable in India. So what would patent office look for? Don't publish your paper. It should be novel, and time is important. File quickly. If you have any new idea, you judge it. First search it, whether it is patentable or not. As per Indian Patent Act, everything is not patentable. I want to cite example of Professor Acharya Jagadish Chandra Bose. He invented radio wave, but Marconi got patented in September 1901. As Professor Acharya Jagadish Chandra Bose was not interested to file patent on this particular query, I got this opportunity to judge two radio wave, Professor Bose and Professor Marconi. And I found that it is completely different. Though Marconi patented it first, if there was some system afterwards, if someone filed it, the improved radio wave, then also Professor Bose's patent was be granted. However, Professor Bose was not interested for filing patent. Afterwards, after repeated request of Swami Vivekananda, Professor Bose patented this this detector for electrical disturbances patent. It was granted in US in 1900. And it was supposed to be the first Indian patent in USPTO. So after repeated requests through Vivekananda and Nivedita, Professor Bose patented this electrical disturbances query. After that, I'm giving another example of telephone technology. You can see here Alexander Graham Bell's model, 1877 model. And then what are the revolutions? I'm just projecting some new models. It's the model of 1913, 1999, 1928, 1937. These are different models up to 1997. And now this is the model of 1975. It was granted. 1973 was the filing date, and Martin Cooper, he was the inventor of this cell phone, and it was granted patent in 1975. And when India first get First cell phone 1990. So we are the backbencher. But patent system is very simple. For this, big lab is not necessary. If you have idea and you create this idea for technology transfer, then it is patentable. I'm giving some simple examples of patent. In the prior art, you all know there is simple where. If someone did not create this hole, then this revolutionary risk will not come. What happened? Someone created some hole there. That is why needle formed. So prior art, it was only simple word, then needle comes and it gives the revolutionary feature. And a simple heater was in market and there was crisscross arrangement and 4 floating ball. Because simple water heater have some problem. If it touched the bucket, there is a chance of electrification. So someone creates some crisscross arrangement and 4 floating ball. That is why it just floats. So it is the improvement. It's very simple and it was patented. And patent number is also given here. And waste can, it is dumped in hilly area. Someone developed this designer chair and that is why it becomes a patentable idea. This bionic eye open up new era of technology transfer so that through this some blind can see. Now I'm giving some example of artificial intelligence, how it implemented in agricultural field. Evolution of quality in fruits ripening, multitasking airport to reduce the human dependency for agriculture activities, cultivation in a chamber using fuzzy logic, vine intelligent technology, AI-enabled fertilizer dispenser, AI and cooking appliances. The automated cooking device comprises in a curry vessels through which you can automate the cooking procedure. Nowadays, if you are in distant places, from distant places you can monitor your cooking also. And AI and health monitoring system is also there. Artificial intelligence sensor, which is very effective as a healthcare assistant in this COVID situation. Device and method for processing information. AI and food safety. Suppose you are in the student, you do not know whether it is hygienically cleaned or not. So you can test through this device whether your container is hygienically cleaned or not. So AI has given some revolutionary invention like this robot, this food delivery robot. And in West Bengal, some startup also created this food delivery robot, which is used also in New Alipur area in the restaurant. So these are the challenges, big challenges in COVID situation for food delivery to COVID patient. We can use this food delivery robot to avoid chances of touching. Now I'm giving some insight of copyright. What copyright is? Can idea be protected? No, idea cannot be protected. If idea is created or modified in a form of literary, artistic work, or in a form of product, then it is scientific invention, then it is a form of patent. If it is a form of literary, artistic work, or performance, then it is right of performers, right of producer, right of music directors. Copyrights is a bundle of right. It is associated with the right of it's a bundle of right. That means when it copyrights, when a performance is going on, then the right associated with performer, producer, music director, title song, everyone's rights is associated with that particular work. So copyright is a bundle of rights. If you write a book, then the copyright associated with the authorship, with the publishers, everyone right is protected. So when the royalty is distributed, it will be distributed among author, publisher, and rights of the internet, producer, everyone. So copyright is a bundle of right. It's a right for some literary, artistic work, dramatic work, for books. Even in India, software is not patentable. Software is copyrightable. However, if someone develops some hardware software combination, then it is a copyrightable item. Hardware software combination is patentable item. However, software is copyrightable. Like some washing machine, some software clubbed with that hardware is that automatic washing machine, that is patentable. However, only software, algorithm, programming software is copyrightable. Adaptation of videos work, like original albums, new albums, remix albums, version recording, pop version, DJ version, all this mixing work is also new work, is also new copyright. Likewise, when we were in Vishwabharati, we suggested that as copyright of Rabindranath Tagore is extinguished, now you can write it in different language, then a new copyright will start. Sorry. So adaptation of various work is possible if we create different poems, songs, sound recording, performance, poetry books, compilation of poetry, expert comments, everything. If we create some critic site, that is also new work. So whatever you write, if you cite previous author's work, then it is also copyright, your copyright. Whenever we write journal paper, we always cite reference. If you cite reference, it is not violation, it is not plagiarism. So both the fusion of technology and culture, both can survive together. The next point is industrial design, a mechanism for the protection of the feature of shape, configuration, ornamentation, surface pattern. These are the outward feature. Outward feature is industrial design. This simple industrial design is protected in Indian Patent Office. The curve, outward design of jewelry, outward design of instrument, outward design of any laparoscopic instrument, medical instrument, any article, textile outward design, I'm sharing you. Recycling PET bottle, these all textile and jewelry item, pharmaceutical product, consumer products, these all item is industrial design protected. Industrial design is for 10 years. Suppose we protect it today, then it will be applicable up to 10 years. Afterwards, you can again renew it. Patent is applicable for 20 years. Copyright, author's lifetime plus 60 years. So criteria for registrable. Every criteria for every intellectual property it should be novel. It should not be copy of previous design. I am sharing on infringement. So from it, you can assume that Birkin versus Pratt, the top design is the design of lace pattern of Pratt, that the bottom design is copy of the previous design. That is why it was infringed. So that pattern of the outward design of any lace pattern or any article, if it copies the other article, then it will not be protected. So feature and shape should be unique. Now comes a trademark. A trademark is a sign that individualizes the goods of a given enterprise and distinguishes them from the goods of its competitor. So I have started my lecture with some key players. How we know these key players? Through their logo, through their wordmark, and they have branded this. So suppose you have prepared some new product and you have patented it. Afterwards, you have written it in your some new journal. Then the copyright is protected. Then you protect its outside design of that product. Then design registration is also done. Then you want to launch your product in the market. How everyone knows you? No one knows you. So to distinguish your product from other products, you need to create some logo which have some distinctive character. It should not be descriptive. It should be some abstract character so that it will distinguish your product from others. Here I want to cite some example that Glucon-D with Dabur. Glucon-D is a product which was in the market by Henge. Afterwards, Dabur came into the market with the same design of this father, mother, and the boy and started marketing. Then Glucon-D sued them in the court and asked. Afterwards, Dabur was forced to change its logo in that way. They changed the logo in a boy just playing football in the water. So this logo has changed due to their previous logo existing with Henge product. Now I am giving the insight of geographical indication. Why geographical indication is so important? Geographical indication. I think you all know Basmati. Basmati is a variety of rice of Punjab provinces of India. But what happened to Basmati? So Rice Tech Company of USPTO has taken Basmati and protected in USPTO. But we do not know. It was in the year of 1997. During that time, there was no logo, no registration procedure of geographical indications, plant variety protections, everything was not there. And Rice Tech Company taken our Basmati rice and protected it in Basmati in USPTO. Afterwards, 1999, that CSR scientists noted first, and then 2000, in the year of 2000, they protected, they revoked it from USPTO. And these 4 claims was revoked. And the name also changed. Basmati rice lines and grains name was changed to Kashmoti. As during that time, there was no legislation. That is why Basmati was protected in different countries. And turmeric was protected by our scientists in the USPTO. Afterwards, what happened? This prior art was produced in the court of law, and it was turmeric patent was revoked. And afterwards, GI Act was enacted in 1999. And you know, this Basmati was protected as GI recently. Geographical indication is basically, it is our traditional technology. It is our grandfather's invention. And the first geographical indication protected in India was Darjeeling tea. Basmati rice got GI in the year of 2016. I'm just taking 1 minute break. Please be with me. I'm coming. 1 minute, please.
Yes, ma'am.
সেকেন্ড ধরুন। হ্যালো,
Sorry. Yes,
Ma'am.
I'm back.
Ma'am.
Is there any problem?
No, ma'am,
No,
you may
no.
continue.
Okay. So what geographical indication? Geographical indication is a sign used on goods which have a specific geographical origin and possesses particular qualities or a reputation due to that place of origin. That means like Darjeeling tea. Darjeeling tea is protected in Darjeeling area. So if someone cultivate tea in Nilgiri area and marketing it as Darjeeling tea is not possible. So geographical indication basically is a sign which used on goods which proves that it is of exact quality of Darjeeling or the product which you are taking, it is the Darjeeling tea. It is producing in the Darjeeling area, and through this logo, customer know that it is the product of from Darjeeling area. Or like Bangla Rasgulla, we have protected Bangla Rasgulla. When the logo will be used in the Bangla Rasgulla packet or can, so everyone outside India or also inside India, they can identify it is the authentic Bangla Rasgulla through this sign. Who can use this sign? The authorized user, authorized producer, authorized stakeholders can use this logo in their product. Then only we can understand that it is the original quality product. Like Baluchari Shari. If someone wants to buy Baluchari Shari, how they do know that it is the authentic Baluchari Shari? However, till date, we have registered 17 GI, but till date it has not implemented. But we are trying out, we are working hard to implement this logo to every Baluchari Shari or Bangla Rasgulla or like Darjeeling tea board has already established the logo. We have started it for Bengal Potachitra Dokra. They are very growing stakeholders. They have started some implementing logo in their product. Sorry. Okay. So geographical indication basically includes any name, geographical or figurative representation like trademark. But the difference lies here. Trademark is for any business and geographical indication is for traditional product. It is the protection for traditional technology, and the sign which is used on this traditional technology indicates for that geographical or figurative representation, it is for that traditional product. So whenever we protect a geographical indication, what is important in GI application? Introduction to product, applicant, that means what product is. What is the geographical indication? Like Darjeeling tea, you need to describe the product. Like Bangla Rasgulla, what Bangla Rasgulla is? We need to describe it. An applicant, who will be the applicant? List of association, that means who are the stakeholders, that their name should be there. Geographical area of production, proof of origin, that means how many days it is protected. Like Bangla Rasgulla was protected by us. We have provided that that proof of origin of 150 years old. Method of production, why it is unique, we have to prove and we have to characterize. So likewise, Bangla Rasgulla was characterized with other Rasgulla, and we have characterized, we have measured viscosity of the juice concentration, and also we characterize their texture quality, and also characterize scanning electron micrograph. So all these was produced in the Geographical Indication Authority. Afterwards, it was registered as geographical indications. So what are different forms of intellectual property right? First, patent, that is new mechanism, process, constituents. Design is external feature. Trademark is title. Copyright is engineering drawing of that particular words. Trade secret, manufacturing know-how. That means how you prepared. the exact composition, exact specification, which need not to be mentioned. Like Coca-Cola company do not mention their exact composition, and 2% of their company always visit in different flight. They do not take same flight. If there is any accident, then the secret will be will not be secret, as because the 2% maintain the secret and they do not fly in the same flight. If there is any accident, then it will be all in the done. So actually it is the story. So for Darjeeling tea, they are maintaining this. This is the logo. For authentic Darjeeling tea, you can see this logo everywhere. So in West Bengal, for GI product, we are in a 6th position. And I am just sharing you the Bengal Potachitra, how the stakeholders improve with the help of this GI, their regular income has increased from 5,000 rupees in 2000, and these are different modification of product. They are using this GI Potachitra in different products, diversified products. And in 2005, their annual income was 5,000. After GI, it has increased to 18,000 in 2020. So this is the impact of geographical indication or impact of intellectual property rights for SMEs development. We have done this. So if like for DOCRA, there is some problem. The DOCRA, the stakeholders who is producing this DOCRA, there is some health hazard associated with that DOCRA producing environment. If you can solve this problem, that technology may be patented. So these are the different problems. If we improve this problem for SME, if we can create solution for SME, then that will create a new intellectual property rights and it will be protected in India, and it will create a promotional avenues for SME. In that way, we can help SME to protect their intellectual property rights. So everything, now I'm giving in a nutshell, what are the different stages for filing patent. Write down your invention, check whether your invention is patentable or not. Novelty search, like suppose you are buying some land, you go to municipality for searching. Without searching, you do not buy that land, as because if there is some conflict, then you cannot build new building. So that is why searching is very important. Check whether your invention is new or not. Novelty search, there we can help you. Draft patent application through patent expert. Filing of patent application. There is 2 types of application. Suppose you are not ready with your application, then you can file provisional patent. And within 1 year, you can file complete specification. And you have to provide publication fees if you want to publish your product immediately. And you need to provide the fees for examination also. Afterwards, examination report will be given to you, and after submitting examination report, the report will be again examined by the examiner and controller. If they are satisfied with your report, then patent will be granted, or otherwise there may be some hearing. And there is 2 types of opposition throughout this process: pre-grant opposition and post-grant opposition. If someone feels that your invention is his invention, you have taken it illegally, then he can oppose your invention. Before grant, even post-grant opposition is also possible. So these are the system in a nutshell. So patent information, why we need to search the information? As because it is a million of documents, every year million of patents is granted throughout the world. So 80%, rather I say 90% technical information is in patent information. So literature review will not satisfy whether your work is novel or not. So that is why patent information search is very important. So through this information, you can get recent development in any particular field, trends of development, assistance, newer fields of development, solution of technological problems, prospective areas of investment, infringement in existing event. And technically you can use to improve your research, and commercially you can find out who can take your product, who is your competitor, and legally you can find out licensing, to whom you can grant the license, and settling infringement suits. So patent search is a very, very important before filing patent. So target the search. Before 20th century, the search was like that in library. However, nowadays we can do all this in a laptop. However, we can help you in this patent searching documents. I'm giving you why patent scanning is very important. Here I am projecting some patent analysis in renewable energy field. We have done some analysis on renewable energy, how much patent has been filed. We have found this China is the top leader in the renewable energy field. CN here indicates China. And the number of patent is like this. And the different company share, we have found out. And worldwide, General Electric is the highest patentee in the field of renewable energy. These are the field: wind motor, process of means batteries for the direct conversion of chemical energy and electrical energy. These are the different area where most of the patent has been filed. So if you provide us keywords and total invention, we can find out related arts. And whenever we have searched different documents, we have found out that most of the documents of our invention is related to Chinese patent. Even I'm sharing you my experience recently. Some grassroots innovators from Purulia, they have given us such request whose invention is completely related with some invention of Chinese patent, but the fellow have no access to website, internet. He has done his own. So that is why we always suggest first file your invention. If you have any idea, just click your idea, create your product, and immediately file the patent. So whatever we are discussing, that annual patenting trend, that means we see there is a gradual decreasing of increasing patent in the renewable energy source. As renewable energy is very important in today's technology frontier, that is why the trend also says that you can do research in this field. And these are the highest number of patentee, highest number of company who has filed most of the patent. So in this way, you can find out your competitor. The smart grid, these are the area where most of the research was going on in renewable energy area. Likewise, we have done some research analysis on turmeric. Turmeric was patented by our scientists in USPTO, and it was revoked in 1998 by our CSIR scientists. Afterwards, how much patent was granted in India? 37, and 344 patent was filed in the field of turmeric research. Only one patent from West Bengal, Jadavpur University, from JU. And you can astonishingly see that Amity University, the private university, is the top filing agency in this patent. There are different components where the most of the work is going on. But I'm sharing one interesting point: preparation of alternative fuel for turmeric. I think I'm just going beyond the time. I'm just covering within 2-3 minutes. That someone from Department of Automobile Engineering, Government Polytechnic College, they are preparing alternative fuel from turmeric. So these are some innovative research they are going on. So through this patent landscaping, you can get insight of your field, any technological field. So I'm not going all these details, but I want to mention here that we are the first patent information center all over India, and we are the category 1. We provide facilities to different universities, engineering colleges for patent searches, filing, training, manpower, courses on intellectual property right. So we are also promoting grassroots innovators. They are all grassroots innovators. Here I want to mention one invention where you can see that Park Circus area, the dump of waste leather. This faculty of Leather Technology College developed this shoe and these bags out of this waste leather, and it was patent. And this is a group D who has invented lift, which has been financed by TIFAC DST Government of India. So we have many ideas and we protect it. However, we need to immediately take it up to patent. If it is in the lab, there is no need of research. Research needs to be lab to lab. That is why patent is there. So we need to cultivate more and more inventions and need to protect it immediately and get royalty and get benefit out of it. We have started some courses on intellectual property rights. I'm not going inside of that. If you are interested, you can contact us anytime. So before I end, I want to mention one point. Lewis Carroll in Alice in Wonderland says, which direction should I go? Cat says it depends a great deal on where you want to go. Alice says, but I don't know where I want to go. In that case, it really doesn't matter which direction you take. Lewis Carroll in Alice in Wonderland. With all these few words, I want to mention, you don't know the direction, but you have to take the direction. Otherwise, many of new idea will be in vain. Many of research will not be utilized for the sake of society. So that is why we need to protect our invention, our research in a proper form, in a proper forum. If for any help and any query, you can contact us. With all these few words, I want to end. Thank you. Thank you for patience hearing.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Really, this was a very interesting and informative talk given by you. And especially the examples that you showed, they were really very interesting. Plus, the way you have guided us through how to apply for this patent is something really worthwhile. So thank you once again. And may I now request Dr. Shomiran Ghosh to kindly say a few words.
Thank you, Smita madam. Really, it is a privilege for me to conclude this wonderful webinar. 20 years back, when we are familiar with the State DST and Science and Technology Council, we have seen a young lady is always moved from council lobby to lobby. So that's Dr. Mahua Home Chaudhary. Over the years, she is growing in her excellence and now turned the patent lady of West Bengal. Perhaps all year, initiatives of the state are her brainchild, or it get a lot of care from her own desk. And even I'm familiar with Dr. S.N. Ghosh from West Bengal Biodiversity Board. So all the discussions, I was aware that how they are going here and there, getting documents for GI edification from Mihidana of Bardhaman to Jainagar's Mua. So on occasion, several occasions from in the shared, their experience, how they have gathered all the documents to prove it. So the Bengal's right and plight are your guidance over 2 decades. Thank you, everyone, for your lucid words. And at the same time, I convey thanks to Honorable Principal Ma'am for opening or initiating this IPSR in Bethune College for, at least providing this type of platform to share, to get the glimpses of this arena of intellectual property rights. I convey thanks to Tisius Madam for her support, and also I convey thanks to our IQSC coordinator, Dr. Kamal Kantishom, and NAC coordinator, Maitri Ghosh, through all the way providing enough support to make it possible. And at last, I have to convey my heartiest gratitude to 2 of my own colleagues of IPSL, Dr. Smita Ray and Dr. Saurabh Ganguly. Their support only enable us to launch this webinar in this evening of World International Intellectual Property Rights Day. Thank you everyone for your patience hearing. So in future, for the progress of the IPSL or the incubator, innovation incubator, which we are planning to develop in our Bethune College, needs your assistance. So Dr. Hom Chaudhary, we are looking for your support in future also. Thank you everyone once again. Mainly chiefly our students for your patience hearing and supporting this program into a successful endeavor. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Students, before leaving, please fill up the feedback form. It is there in the chat box.
এই আমরা বেরিয়ে যাব এবার।
We have come to the end of this. Only please fill
ফিডব্যাক
up
বাকি আছে খালি।
feedback. The students especially, please fill up the feedback form.
Thank you, Amita Di.
থ্যাংক ইউ অমিতা দি। বাবা তুমি যা করে বলছো না, তোমার কথাগুলো যেভাবে আসছে,
সিগন্যালের প্রবলেম হচ্ছে।
হ্যাঁ, মানে ওরা অ্যাকচুয়ালি এটা ঠিক নেই।
সৌমিনন্দা ব্যান্ডউইথের লেক আছে দেখাচ্ছে।
হ্যাঁ, ব্যান্ডউইথে প্রবলেম আছে। হ্যাঁ, সমীরনের ব্যান্ডউইথে প্রবলেম আছে। যাই হোক, থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ। আমি এই সবে কলেজ থেকে ফিরেই বসে পড়েছি প্রায়। আজকে কলেজে আমি আর সুলক্ষণা আর বিমল ছাড়া আর কারোকে আমি চোখে দেখলাম না। যাই হোক, তোমরা নোটিশ পেয়ে গেছো নিশ্চয়ই, কাল থেকে কলেজ বন্ধ। আচ্ছা, আর কাল থেকে কলেজ বন্ধ, রিওপেন অন দ্য 3rd of May। দেখো আমি নোটিশ দিয়ে দিয়েছি, কিন্তু অফিসও বন্ধ ছিল। মানে আমার যে কি প্যাথেটিক দশা হয়েছে না, আজকে অফিস পর্যন্ত বন্ধ। অফিসে শুধু অপু এসেছিল, 15-20 মিনিট থেকে সে বাড়ি চলে গেছে। এবার অফিসে টামাচাবি মেরে। যাকে ঠিক আছে, গুড নাইট টু এভরিবডি। যা অবস্থা দেশের যা হাল দেখছি, বাপরে বাপ। সবাই ভালো থেকো। গুড নাইট এভরিবডি। বেরিয়ে গেলাম।
স্মিতা, তুমি বলবে কখন ক্লোজ করবো?
মানে মানে, এটাতে এমনি
এখনো তো
end এ
40 জন পার্টিসিপেন্ট আছে,
হ্যাঁ,
হুম।
আস্তে আস্তে
তো
আমরা-
ওদের তো হ্যাঁ, ওদের ইউটিউবেও কি এটা শেয়ার করা আছে?